beer, it's good for you.
Hello and welcome to the video. Within this video we'll be looking into the important topic that sparks a lot of debate within the homebrewing community, which is around using copper in wort chilling. Copper is of course a classic material with a long history in beer brewing, but it also comes with some unique pros and cons, especially when it comes to health implications. Unfortunately, there's a lot of misinformation to be found within the community about this, so let's look into the facts and break it all down for a clearer understanding. So let's get to it. You will see plenty of wort chillers out there in the homebrewing market. Some are made of 100% copper or 100% stainless steel, however some are a mix of the two, and you may not realise this just by looking at the outside construction. It is totally vital to know what you are using though, so that you can treat it accordingly, which I will come to later on in this video. Personally, I often use the Grainfather counterflow chiller, the Jaded Brewing Scylla immersion chiller, as well as the Brewtaurus counterflow chiller, and all of these use copper in varying amounts. However, only the Scylla chiller shown in the middle here actually makes its use of copper very obvious, as you can clearly see. The chiller from Jaded is 100% copper of course, whereas the Grainfather and Brewtaurus chillers have internal copper to increase their cooling performance. So why copper? Copper has been used in brewing for centuries and for very good reason. Its primary role in wort chilling is tied to its excellent thermal conductivity though. However, you will still find it used in commercial breweries for brew kettles, fermentation tanks, mash tanks, and also for wort cooling. The benefits of copper are as follows. It has a very fast heat transfer. Copper is one of the best materials for transferring heat, which means it can cool your wort quickly and efficiently, and at the same time as doing this it's helping to preserve hop flavour and aroma. Copper also has natural antimicrobial properties, meaning that copper can help inhibit bacterial growth on its surface, which is a nice bonus for sanitation. It is also antiviral and antifungal. In studies, solid copper surfaces are known to kill 99.9% of microorganisms within 2 hours of contact. Copper also offers trace nutrient contribution. This means that copper can introduce tiny amounts of copper ions into a beer wort, which yeast needs in small quantities for healthy fermentation. Copper also has very good durability and workability, meaning that copper is long-lasting and easy to shape into immersion chillers or counterflow systems, making it a practical choice for both commercial and home-brewed solutions. However, it is of course important to consider the drawbacks, especially potential health risks, so now let's look at the cons. Copper can corrode in acidic environments like wort, especially if the pH is below 5. This can lead to excess copper leaching into your beer. While copper is an essential nutrient in small amounts, too much can certainly be toxic, leading to nausea and other more serious health issues over time. Copper requires regular cleaning and maintenance to prevent oxidation and patina buildup. A green patina is not safe for brewing and can introduce off flavours and impurities into your beer. So if anything you use for brewing shows this effect, then it will need to be dealt with before it is safe to be used again within your brewing setup. Commercial breweries are often required to monitor copper levels to ensure they fall within safe consumption limits. Homebrewers don't have the same oversight, however, so it's really up to you to manage this carefully. However, this is actually very easy, and I will cover this next. Let's now look at how you can use copper safely in brewing. After each use, clean your copper equipment to remove oxidation and ensure that it's food safe. Powdered brewery washes are great for cleaning copper, and sanitizers that are acidic are great to follow on with after cleaning and a regular water rinse. The great news here is that the vast majority of homebrewers already have these types of chemicals and use them. One thing to avoid are abrasive scrubbers that could damage the copper's surface. Always monitor your wort's pH. If your pH is on the lower side, then be cautious. Ideally you want a pH of no less than 5, which is thankfully pretty normal anyway. Prolonged exposure to acidic environments can increase the chance of increased copper leaching. If the potential downsides of copper make you nervous, then you're not alone. Some brewers opt for stainless steel chillers instead, and there's nothing wrong in that. Just be aware of the pros and cons here. The pros of stainless steel are that it's non-reactive, durable, and requires less maintenance compared to copper. However, there is a pretty big con here in that stainless steel isn't as thermally conductive as copper, so chilling will certainly take longer. So you may well be asking yourself now, how big a deal is it to chill your wort quickly? So do keep in mind that after boiling our wort, it is highly susceptible to contamination as it's no longer sterile. Rapid cooling is thus important, as we want the temperature level to go down below the levels where bacteria and wild yeast thrive to reduce the risk of contamination. We also desire fast cooling to help preserve volatile hop oils that contribute to flavour and aroma, otherwise they will degrade. Furthermore, rapid cooling induces a strong cold break so that proteins and other particulates coagulate and fall out of suspension, resulting in a clearer beer straight away. It is also well known that fast cooling is beneficial in lowering the chance of oxidation, as hot wort is highly reactive with oxygen, so the faster it is chilled, the lower the risks are. So, with all of this in mind, is copper worth it? I totally believe so, and do not own a chiller that does not involve copper because of this. If you're looking for speed and efficiency and don't mind the small bit of extra maintenance, then really it's an obvious choice to my mind. However, it is vitally important to understand the potential health implications and manage your process carefully to avoid overexposure. At the end of the day, whether you choose copper or an alternative like stainless steel, the goal is the same: to brew great beer safely and consistently. What is your experience with copper and brewing? What do you think of this video? Let myself and the community know in the comments section below. I look forward to seeing your thoughts, and I always reply to messages. I do hope that you found this video useful, informative and interesting. If so, why not consider liking and subscribing? For further support, you can join the channel's Facebook group, and if you would like to support the channel, then check out the channel's merchandise store, as all profits go back into the channel. Until next time, happy brewing!